You've read dozens of books about getting rich. You've listened to hundreds of motivational videos, but you're still back at square one, still lost in the maze of the millionaire mind. If that sounds familiar, then this video is for you. I have a question. If you could really change your financial life in just 30 days by applying exactly what Napoleon Hill wrote nearly 100 years ago, would you commit to trying? This is not a motivational video. This is a challenge, a 30-day roadmap, a roadmap. And if you stick to it, you won't just think and grow rich, you'll start living like a rich person. But be warned, this is not for the impatient. It's not for the watcher. Because if you take on this 30-day challenge, your thinking will change. Your beliefs will change. And your finances, they will never be the same. Are you ready? Napoleon Hill didn't write a book for you to read. He wrote an action plan for you to execute. And if you execute it correctly, step by step, day by day, you will change. Not through magic, but through centuries of proven thinking. So what's really in Think and Grow Rich? Not a get-rich-quick or trick, but a system behind each chapter, a roadmap for developing your thinking and actions that will help you reshape your entire being, from your beliefs to your desires to how you respond to failure. In this video, I'll break down the entire book into a 30-day action plan. 7 steps corresponding to the 7 core thinking foundations that every successful person applies. I'm not here to sell you the dream. I'm here to give you the map. And if you're willing to take the steps, commit to serious practice, your thinking, your habits, and your life will never be the same again. If you read Think and Grow Rich once and then put it down, you've missed 95% of its value. Napoleon Hill didn't write a book for you to read for fun. He wrote a blueprint for the mind where all success begins. The first question you need to ask yourself is, why did someone starting out like you rise to the top and achieve wealth? Was it luck? Family background? Hill discovered they thought differently. They didn't think like poor people. They didn't react like average people. And the amazing thing is, you can learn to think like them if you're willing to reset your entire thinking foundation. The core of the book is the concept, the power of thought. Hill believes that everything you own, your possessions, your work, your relationships, comes from the one thing you always have control over, your mind. Sounds abstract? But think of it this way. If you believe you're not good enough, you'll act poorly, you'll get poor results. And that reinforces the original false belief. Successful people do the opposite. They create active belief, regardless of the circumstances. They don't wait for evidence to believe, they believe first, act first, and that action creates results. Hill calls it intentional positive belief. And he doesn't stop at theory. He lays out specific steps, from defining a clear desire, to creating a plan, to repeating the right thought in your head every day, to turning it into an irresistible action. In other words, he teaches you how to reprogram yourself. And that's why we're not just going to listen to this book. We're going to live it every day, for 30 days. In the next section, I'll break down the 7 key mindsets Hill lays out throughout the book, each one a step toward a more successful version of you. Day 1, clear desire. Start where all success is born. Napoleon Hill interviewed over 500 of the world's most successful people, and he found one thing that 100% of them had: burning desire. Not the vague, wanting money kind, but the, I'm going to have $1 million by X date and I'm taking action today kind. Success doesn't start with action. It starts with a desire that's clear enough to force your brain to find a way. So today, you're not just going to sit and listen to this video. You're going to write down a commitment, not a dream, a manifesto. A clear, specific statement that carries the weight of choice. For example, I will make $100,000 from personal branding in the next 12 months. I will do this by creating content every week, selling coaching services, and spending 2 hours a day developing products. I am committed to this plan no matter what. Sounds too specific? Exactly. Hill teaches that you must program your brain with a specific goal, not something you wish you had, but something you are going to. Today's exercise. Take a piece of paper. Write down your clear desire. Include a specific amount of money you want, a specific time frame for achieving it, how you plan to do it, a commitment to do whatever it takes to achieve it, and tomorrow, we will use that desire to start building unshakable belief. Are you ready? If so, write it down and read it out loud. Because from today, you are no longer dreaming, you are on the road. Day 2, affirmation by self-suggestion. Yesterday, you wrote down your clear desire. Congratulations, that was the first step to standing out from the crowd. But today you will turn that desire into a command for your mind. Napoleon Hill called this auto-suggestion. Simply put, it is when you repeat a message so often that it becomes part of your subconscious mind. And when something is imprinted in your subconscious mind, your actions change, your attitudes change, and your results inevitably change. Sounds strange? Remember, you have been suggested all your life. I'm bad at math. I'm not good at communicating. I can't do this. These are not facts. They are statements that you repeat over and over again until you believe them. And today you're going to do the opposite. Reprogram your brain with the language of successful people. Today's exercise is simple but powerful. You're going to write an affirmation and read it aloud twice a day. In the morning when you wake up, and at night before you go to bed. It might read something like this. I commit to owning $100 million through personal branding by the 1st of June of next year. I am working every day, acting consistently and confidently. I believe in myself. I deserve wealth. I am becoming the person who can create this result. Each time you read it, imagine it happening. Feel it. Take a deep breath and read it with your whole body. This isn't self-deception. This is how successful people reprogram themselves. And so can you. Day 3, visualize your destination. If you don't see it now, you won't get there later. Today is the day to bring your goal to life, not just in words, but in images so vivid and clear that your mind can't tell the difference between reality and imagination. Napoleon Hill didn't just talk about visualization, he saw it as a key tool for reprogramming limiting beliefs. Why? Because your mind doesn't respond to facts, it responds to what you believe to be true. And the strongest beliefs don't come from words. They come from images that replay in your head scenarios that you see over and over again to the point where your brain thinks, oh, this is familiar, it must be true. So, today's exercise is visualize or visualize your goal. Every morning, right after you read your affirmation, close your eyes for 2 to 3 minutes and clearly visualize you are living in your dream home. Your bank account is full. You are signing contracts, receiving thank you emails, seeing your proud family, your admiring friends. What are your emotions? Joy? Relief? Confidence? Feel everything as if you are living in that moment right now. Because here's the key. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between fantasy and reality. But it does know how to react to what you repeat every day. If you visualize enough, your brain will start to figure out how to make that image real. This isn't magic. This is reprogramming yourself to get on the right track. Day 4, make an organized plan. A dream without a plan is just a fantasy. You may have a burning desire, you may have a clear vision of where you want to go, but if you don't have a specific plan to act on each day, it's all just emotional fantasy. Napoleon Hill emphasized this. No success comes by accident. Every rich person has an organized plan, simple or complex, and they stick to it every day, no matter what. And the good news is, you don't need a perfect plan. You just need a good enough plan to start today. So what do you need to do on day 4? Write down a clear goal you want to achieve from day 1. Break that goal down into specific, measurable steps. What needs to be accomplished each week? What needs to be done each day? Prioritize high-leverage actions. Instead of doing 10 small things, pick one that will produce the biggest results and take action immediately. For example, if you want to increase your income by 50 million a month, don't just write work hard. Write, create a digital product and sell it through X platform. Do one step each day. Write content, shoot videos, build a customer base. The more specific the plan, the easier it is to stick with, and the easier it is to take action. If you fail somewhere, adjust the plan. Don't give up on the goal. Remember, imperfect action is better than perfect ideas on paper. DAY 5, Mastermind Connection. You can't succeed alone. It may sound counterintuitive, but most of the greatest people know one thing. Great achievements don't come from one super brain, they come from many brains working together. Napoleon Hill calls it mastermind. A group of two or more people with the same direction, the same values, the same goals. When they connect, a new source of power is born, greater than the sum of the individual powers. The question is, who are you connecting with? Day 5 is the time to seriously review your circle of relationships. Who is motivating you every day? Who is making you doubt yourself? Who is helping you expand your thinking and act faster? This is no longer about emotions, this is about strategy. Be proactive in finding a mastermind group. 3-5 like-minded people with a desire to grow. Meet regularly, share progress, give honest feedback, and keep your commitments. No one has ever been truly successful without an environment that pushed them forward. Whether it was Steve Jobs, Henry Ford, or Thomas Edison, they all had masterminds. If you don't have a group, start by texting an inspiring friend. Would you like to join me on a growth journey for the next 30 days? Doing it alone will burn you out. With the right people, you'll accelerate. DAY 6. Persistence and review. Persistence, something that most people forget. Successful people keep close to them. We have gone through the first 5 days of the journey together. You have clearly defined your aspirations, visualized your destination, built a plan, and started connecting with like-minded people. But this is just the beginning. Today, day 6, is where you have to face the most important thing, the ability to persevere. Napoleon Hill once said, "There is no substitute for persistence." Talent cannot, because the world is full of talented but unsuccessful people. Intelligence cannot, because intelligent but unmotivated people also float in the crowd. Education cannot, because the world is full of people with degrees but hopeless. Persistence, that is the advantage of those who do not give up when things get difficult. Day 6 is when you stop, look back at the past 5 days, and answer 3 important questions. What did I really do differently? What made me procrastinate or give up halfway? What will I do tomorrow to stay motivated and move forward? This is not a review, it's a reset. You are building a new habit, a new way of thinking, and a new version of yourself. It doesn't happen overnight. But if you treat each day as a brick and lay it carefully, after 30 days, you will have a solid foundation to continue to grow. Remember, persistence doesn't mean doing a lot. It means every day, no matter how small, doesn't stop. Day 7, summary and review. Stop to look further. Redesign for a breakthrough week. Welcome to day 7 of the 30-day journey with the Think and Grow Rich mindset. This is not just a day off, but a day to redesign. A strategic stop for you to look back, recalibrate, and prepare to enter the new week with double the clarity and power. Over the past 6 days, you have done what most people only think but do not act. Write down your aspirations, visualize your destination, build a plan, connect with the collective intelligence, and most importantly, maintain perseverance. That is the foundation. Today is the time for you to sit down and check the blueprint. Ask yourself, over the past 6 days, what has been the strongest point in the way you operate your thinking? What skills do you feel you need to work on? Are there any that you do just because you have to, rather than because you truly believe in them? Is the system you're building strong enough to repeat for the next 7 days? Day 7 is when you upgrade your entire action process. Don't worry if something isn't perfect. This isn't a sprint. This is a reprogramming process that creates long-term sustainability. Tip: spend at least 20 minutes today writing down your improved version for the new week. Add, subtract, and tweak as needed. Because a successful 30-day journey doesn't come from 30 perfect days, but from 4 to 5 rounds of continuous improvement. Tomorrow, you'll begin week 2, where your subconscious thoughts and the power of autosuggestion will be put to the test. If you thought week 1 was strong, week 2 is when your thinking will. Jump to the next level. Ready? 30 days have passed. And if you are still here, you probably feel what many people who just read Think and Grow Rich and then close the book. Rich thinking does not come from reading, it comes from doing. From the first day with clear desire, you do not just set a goal, you reset your entire internal operating system. Each day after that is an updated version. From visualizing the results, building an organized plan, creating team power, controlling thoughts, to installing beliefs with affirmations. Every action you take, no matter how small, is knocking on the door of your subconscious. And that is where the transformation begins. The 30-day summary is not the end point, it is the starting point. Because now you have the tools, you have the system, and most importantly, you have a real experience that in just 30 days of practical application, your thinking has changed in a way that cannot be reversed. So what next? Next is maintenance, repetition, and expansion. Next is making this 30-day process a lifestyle. Ask yourself, if I can do this much in 1 month, who can I become in 6 months or 1 year? And that is when you truly grow rich, not just financially, but in thinking, relationships, mental strength. You have not only read Napoleon Hill, you have lived with him for the past 30 days. Now it is time to continue writing the book of your life. This is the time to transform all your perceptions into real results. After 30 days of following Napoleon Hill's rich thinking, you have accumulated enough mental fuel. But to run the car, you need to start it. Today's mini coaching is the springboard, so you don't fall into the trap of knowing but not doing. Because if you just stop at seeing something good, seeing it as right, you are still standing at the starting line. But if you take action, even just a small step, you have separated yourself from 90% of the majority. If you have followed this far, I believe one thing. Inside you, there is a fire, a desire that does not accept mediocrity. A small voice is whispering, I was born to do more than this. I was born not to just survive, but to truly live. And if Napoleon Hill were alive today, he would tell you this. Thinking is the beginning, believing is the fuel, action is the key. You don't have to wait until you're ready. You don't have to wait until everything is perfect. The journey to wealth, both financially and mental, always begins with a decisive decision. I will change. Let this video be more than just an inspiration. Let it be a launching pad for a new chapter in your life. And if you want to join in deeper, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on the next content where we'll unpack, apply, and live the true mindset of wealth. You see, true wealth isn't in your bank account, it's in your ability to see opportunities where others see obstacles. It's in your choice to keep going when others stop. And if you start today, no need to be perfect. Just be persistent, then a year from now, you won't recognize the person you've become. So, are you ready to write the next chapter of your own success story? I'll be waiting for you on the other side of the journey. Now, take action.